Hey everyone. Wanted to do a little bit of a life update because I've been thinking about some stuff lately. But had a bit of a interesting, I guess, weekend. Had a fun weekend. I had a visitor from Vermont. One of my former colleagues and friends came and visited. So got to do a bunch of fun stuff with her, which was great. But the weekend kind of ended on a bit of a sadder note. I found out on Sunday that my grandmother passed away that morning. Um, so I've just kind of been in this weird place since then, and I don't really know how else to describe it other than to use this really vague term, weird place. Um, Never lost someone before. Uh, I have been very, very lucky in that way. Both of my grandfathers had already passed away before my parents were even married, so I never got to know them. Um, I've known both of my grandmothers, and the one that passed away, my dad's mom, um, practically raised my sister and I, especially during a period in our lives when both of our parents were working a lot. So she lived with us and raised us. But I'm doing okay, and that's, I guess, what's partly weird about all this. I think being so far away, so far removed from Cyprus, where she had been. I don't even know how to do this whole like present past tense thing. It's you know it doesn't impact my life in any like tangible, real, daily way. So I don't know how to process that she's not alive anymore. Um, I never got to see her. The last time I saw her was June of 2008, when I still lived there. That was the last time I saw her. And the last time I talked to her was around the Christmas season when I was visiting my sister, and we talked with folks at home to wish them Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that kind of stuff. Um, I rarely ever talk to her, and I think I'm also feeling a lot of weird guilt stuff about that. I wasn't much of a grandkid to her. It's kind of ungrateful in many ways. Um, and like I said, she practically raised us, and definitely didn't. She didn't hear from me once I left. I maybe called and talked to her like 4 or 5 times. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. Since then, and it's really fucked up. Um, I know she didn't feel ill towards me for that or anything like that. I think knowing her, she probably processed it as me just kind of living my life and being far away and being busy and not having time, um, which is partly true, but also not good enough reason. Um, my sister's so much better at that stuff, at maintaining contact and calling people and checking in and talking to them and keeping them updated and close to her life, and I suck at that, especially when it comes to family. Um, I talk to my mom and my sister, and that's it. I barely talk to anybody else ever. Um, I'll, Facebook happy birthday relatives that are on Facebook and have their birthdays on there. That's really it. I don't even call them on their birthdays. which, that's the least I could do. I just don't do the kinds of things that you would expect out of a relative, out of a family member, unless I get really bugged about it by my mother or my sister. I'd, a lot of the reasons why I wouldn't, really excuses why I wouldn't involve my father, involve superficial things, but, so basically, the the last few years, my grandma hasn't been able to hear very well, so conversations on the phone, in person, sometimes were frustrating, let alone on the phone, but especially on the phone, would get really frustrating. She couldn't hear what I was saying, or she would mishear what I was saying, so she'd say something else, or ask something based on that, so half the time I didn't know what I was telling her, or if she knew what I was saying, none of that. So it would just get frustrating and annoying, and so I just didn't want to bother with it, and that sucks. Like, so I'd get annoyed, like, for 5 minutes. I couldn't suck that up and just go for it, but knowing that it made her happy to just hear her grandchildren's voices every once in a while. Like, she didn't have much else. That sucks that I put that inconvenience as more of a deterrent than wanting to just make her happy for 5 minutes. And I'd put, like, not wanting to really engage and talk to my father in front of that too. Like, I don't want to have much of a connection with him. So, and because she lived with him, inevitably, like, I'd have to talk to him, and I just didn't want to. And I think also part of why I don't engage with most of my family has to do with my own kind of insecurities about my identity, and just not wanting to get sheed by accident or hear my birth name any more than I have to, and all those things. So I just kind of, like, push people away enough that it just becomes this, it's just TJ's way. Like, he just lives his own life, and it doesn't really involve us, so it doesn't become a personal thing. It just becomes TJ's not a communicative person. I don't know. It's still trying to figure out what I'm feeling. I know I'm sad. But that's it. Like, I just know I'm sad. But I'm okay. I also want to put that out there, because I have a lot of friends that watch this, so I don't want people to get worried either. I'm doing okay. Like, I've been going to work and doing all the things that I would normally be doing. I work from home for half a day to just kind of manage some of this internal weird anger that I'm also having. I think it's more directed at me than anybody else, so because of all the reasons that I just mentioned. But I'm fine. I'm doing okay. Just kind of more solemn and a little bit more reflective, and that's it. Just, it has hit me, but it also hasn't hit me. Like, I get it. I know it. But like I said, because I never saw her, it doesn't change anything in my life. I don't know if I'll ever go back to Cyprus, so I don't know if anything there will ever feel different either, because I don't know when I'll if I'll ever go. But I'm guessing that if I do, that I'll kind of feel it a little bit differently there. Anyway, this has gone into this weird rambling place, so yeah. I guess it's also just kind of my way of updating other people too about this event in my life, because I don't feel like making a million calls or making an announcement on Facebook or something. So, like I said, I'm doing fine. I don't really want people to like call me or message me or stuff to share their sympathies and compassion. And I know that people out there who do know me feel those things. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you for your thoughts, and for those who do pray for your prayers and all of that. But if it's okay, please don't share that with me. I just don't want to be in a place where I'm either angry or sad and that message impacts me in a weird way, or I'm actually in a good place and it kind of pulls me back in. So I just want to be able to manage this by myself for the most part, and with family. So thank you again for your thoughts and prayers, and for listening to me rambling, because that's all I am doing right now. Right, thanks. And Nene, kidem շատ չխոսեցանք, բայց եւ քնավ բավական չսիասի քեզի, բայց եթե վովեցով գլսես կորասի գա, որովհետեւ գսեմ գորաս վարգյանիս մեջ, քեզի շատ կսիրեի, շատ շնորհակալ եմ ամեն ինչին, որ արածիր ինձ եւ Թալինն համար, եւ կարոտնայի քեզի շատ, եւ պիտի կարոտնամ քեզի շատ, հնարավորություն որ բնավ չսի աս բարերը, երբ որ գաբրեիր գոր եւ կուզեիր լսել աս բարերը, կուսամ հանգիստես